No, actually
Doing it for the
Sam.
sheriff.
I work at Sam,
Oh,
not Walmart. Well, same
okay.
company.
Same, well, it's a little up end, you know, you're working at Sam's.
Yeah.
So, I thought you may be one of those guys that hide behind, see who's stuff in your pockets.
What, part-time, they pay $15 an hour.
Ain't bad.
No.
Hey, Mark, do you want to go ahead and we'll have Steve fill in for Jerry?
Okay, Steve, if you'd like to have a seat.
Can't believe Jerry's not here.
Well, I mean, if he does show, we can do.
Just can boot me out.
No, you're good. I mean, even if Jerry comes, he can sit there anyway. You're good once you're up here.
Yeah, you're good.
Sit here? Yeah, you better be.
Yeah, because I'll take Jerry's thing off and you're filling in for him. See, that's what an alternate does.
That's why I'm
Okay.
here.
If he comes, we'll put a chair by you.
Okay, and is,
Up there on the sports.
and is John Carroll still alternate one?
Yes, he's still an alternate. But he's
Okay.
not here right now, so.
Well, I mean, it's, okay. Discussion. Okay, the time is, well, should
We
I
got
start
5
this
more
at 6:30 or 5 minutes? Oh, 6:30, okay.
Minutes.
Okay, all right.
Don't rush the cake.
Who? Gotta be, she got us on. I says, we're on.
Well, yeah, but you're not recording yet.
Oh, okay, yeah, but our little lights are on.
They are on. We're ready to go. We're ready to roll.
Yeah, this is like, when I worked at, I had to get my quarters because I worked on civil service. So I didn't pay into social security, so when I left
Citizen
the post office,
on that board.
I didn't have enough quarters to qualify for social security, so I had to go work in a few different
I
places.
gotcha. I was at the first meeting. I couldn't make it.
Working for the government
I worked.
and
They've been asking me for
working
years
for
ago, and
private
I
industry.
never done it, so.
I think the first thing I did is I worked Christmas time at Bell's.
Great, yeah, it's a great program. Said about tomorrow, actually.
The ladies in there
This,
were like,
that Monday meeting on the
kidding me?
7th.
It was,
Well, I
there were
work
so many
in
people
the
the first night that I
refrigerated
worked.
rooms,
in
because,
advance,
you know,
like
have
sometime
all the
next
food
week.
Wasn't like a
kept
meeting.
cold,
Don't know
and
what
we
Tom
really
has
don't have to
planned.
deal
So
with
it
So
was
I'll
a
know
mid-walker.
until
What I
then.
had to do it, and part of my job was
Sure.
when people
I
called
know he's
in
got a lot
online,
going on,
because they didn't
so.
want to come to the store.
Yeah, nobody
I
knows.
I was with Gulf Fulfillment, so
Yeah,
I would
Tom
go out there,
Trask,
pick
he's gonna
the
be
orders, put them in
directing
the
the whole
bags,
thing.
put the
Keep
bills.
us on
and
track.
send it out.
Oh,
That was my job.
He believes that-
Well, we call it question full.
Okay.
My
pretty
wife's
much
the
That's
same
the
way.
videos.
Our kids are little.
But we,
they're 3
anyway,
and 1.
but,
Gotcha.
and me and the ladies
Youngest
just,
one, my
we just
son, about 18
didn't
months.
get,
And
I
so
mean, they
she-
didn't
I
want to.
will give you, I will send you an update
Department.
or
So we went
ask
down, and I
Tom
mean, I'm
to
trying.
send you and Ken
So what they
a
would do-
description of
We've
what
had
to expect
little
or
kids.
I'm pretty good
what
at
the
the men's
process is.
department, I know
Here's
what
some
I'm doing,
questions.
I can pick up.
If council has a
Better
recommendation,
doing
They
this
would
stuff.
send me over into the
be
women's
open for
department.
that.
Mark's actually my
Right.
neighbor.
Do
He
they
lives
The
just
in the
women's
send it
corner.
actually have a
or
petite,
committee to
ladies.
review, or do
and
they, you know,
a something
so
out there,
there's
like-
some stuff I'm not sure
I
about, and
I saw him at a council meeting.
we haven't had one in over 10
Appointed.
years.
They'd send me.
Review
That's
committee.
you.
Well, because three different
I'm
sides.
not
Yeah,
real
they
clear
have the-
So
how he
it's
wants
kind
that
of
to
neat
work,
that
what
I'm
he
here finally.
Because they knew.
Because
I-
we have to think
I
of
had no
sunshine the
idea.
whole time.
They wanted me frustrated,
Yeah.
so it was just, I had
Working
no
I was
idea.
last in the
Talk
coffee
about the
break.
sunshine
I'd come
law.
out there,
So
I'd just come back and I said,
together, if
We
you
ain't
find
got
yourself in
nothing.
a
We don't have that.
situation.
Yeah, the
For
night
Sears
that
and,
I was
I
here
worked
with
in the men's
kids,
department, shoe
Same
department, it
time.
wasn't too bad, but the working
some
ladies.
You know, like I said, you
very
can't talk
well.
amongst each other unless you're
So,
in a
yeah, it was
meeting,
a convention.
the actual
Gotcha.
committee meeting,
So
because
Mark
We're
was
the
here
we're the
when-
ones that got it together, that purple.
there's a lot
Well,
of.
shoe department,
I
yeah, I
couldn't
was
make it the next day. I
Starts
didn't know what was
getting
going on, to be quite honest.
But
But
that's-
I
It's
worked
our legislature,
in-
seek transparency.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, you can always.
same thing,
I mean,
Sears Town back in the day.
These
Get
people,
back
these
over, I
people
can't do
are
it.
Live at
so,
one time in that end.
what-
I'm sure in that area, unbelievable.
Absolutely. Is
Here,
that your?
now what do we
oh,
do?
here he comes.
All right.
Add him in.
He's on
He's in
no?
town.
Yeah, he can
He's
sit
on
there,
top.
Jerry can come in there, should be, we'll just put Jerry.
Up here,
Well,
Jerry.
you can only have 5 up there because this is a quasi judicial board.
I shall.
Are you good? Huh?
No, I was here just
Oh,
keeping
but
it warm
We
for
were
you.
getting ready because you weren't here yet, Jerry.
We were ready to mark the AWOL.
I was practicing.
Yeah, oh God, it's so
That's
bad.
terrible coming out of there.
In the morning times, oh, it's horrible.
And-
I left at 7 o'clock to get to Sam's at Coldwater and Gulf Bay by 8. I punched it at 7:59. That's how bad the traffic
Yeah,
is.
especially going west on Sorry about getting on there. I forcibly pulled over, went over until you hit. It's like insane.
Yeah.
It was backed up from racetrack to Commerce. Wow. My problem,
Can't hear
I
all the way.
think time now, I guess.
okay.
Okay, I'm
Hey,
here.
you're here? We can go. I'm glad. Thank you for attending. Okay. Okay, I'd like to call the Board of Adjustment meeting to order. The time is now 6:30. The date is Wednesday, September 25th, 2019. By calling the meeting to order, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. All rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. At this time, I'd like to have the swearing in process. Anybody wishing to speak tonight, please rise, raise your right hand, and take the oath from the clerk.
You swear the testimony you are about to give is the truth, so help you before God.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I call for the citizens' open forum. Anybody wishing to speak on any item, please rise. There being none, I would close the citizens' forum. I'd like to have approval of the minutes dated August 22nd, 2019.
So move.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. I'd like to do the introduction of the new alternate member, Steve Graber. If you'd like to come forward and tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Steve Graber. We moved over a couple of years ago. We're raising our. Is it on there?
You're good.
We're raising our children here, who Mark has seen me walk around the neighborhood with, but they're 3 and they're 1, and so I decided that I wanted to be a part of Oldsmar to make sure if we're raising them here, that I was a part of the process. So when this position became open, I jumped at the chance to be a part of it. My background is in title insurance, so I have a really good understanding of variances, what they mean, why they're so important. So I'm very interested in what this committee does, how we go through the different processes in approving them or rejecting them. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you for appointing me.
More than welcome. That's
Thank you.
one name I know now on the city, on our meeting.
Okay. Any questions from staff to new members?
How long you been waiting?
How long have I waited to be on the board?
Yeah.
Not too long. I was actually fortunate that a spot opened up and Kathy Horvath and Ann emailed me immediately and said, did you want to do it? So I'm not sure the exact time, but I signed up for the Citizens Academy in case I couldn't get appointed to the board right away. So now I'm doing both of them.
Okay.
But yeah, and I'm here. But it wasn't a very long process at all.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Okay. This time, I'd like to have a reading of variance 19-01, Nyland variance.
This is a request for a reduction to the rear yard setback from 10 feet to 5 feet in order to construct a swimming pool and decking in the R2 residential single-family zoning district located at 424 Cypress View Drive. The request is reviewed against 10 conditions outlined in section 3.17.3 of the Land Development Code. These conditions must be affirmatively shown to exist before a variance shall be granted. The subject property has a zoning designation of R2 residential single family and a city future land use designation of residential urban. Property is located on Cypress View Drive within the preserve at Cypress Lake subdivision. The existing house is set back approximately 26 feet from the rear yard setback line. Rear yard setbacks for pools are required to be 10 feet, and the Florida Building Code requires that the edge of the pool be located no closer than 5 feet from the home. In order for the applicant to construct a pool under these restrictions, it would need a width of less than 11 feet or 6 feet with a 5-foot apron surrounding the pool. In reviewing the request, staff noted that the rear of the property abuts a drainage easement owned by the preserve of Cypress Lakes HOA, and there's a 50-foot St. Petersburg water easement to the southeast of the property. The reduction of the rear yard setback will not negatively affect the easement or surrounding properties. Granting the variance will permit a swimming pool and decking to be constructed 5 feet from the rear property line that abuts an existing drainage easement and does not merely serve as convenience for the applicant. It's not the result of an action by the applicant beforehand, and approval of the variance will not confer on the applicant a special privilege. Residential properties have been granted rear yard setbacks in the past. The variance is the minimum variance that will make possible the reasonable use of the land. It's not based on the applicant's desire to secure a greater financial return from the property. Approval of the variance will not be detrimental to surrounding properties. The rear of the property abuts the drainage easement, and there's the 50-foot St. Petersburg water easement to the southeast of the property. Granting the variance will be in harmony with, serves the general intent and purpose of, and is consistent with countywide future land use plan, Oldsmar comprehensive plan, and these regulations. It will not constitute an amendment to the Oldsmar comprehensive plan, land development code, or the countywide comprehensive plan. An amendment to another land use category would not be appropriate. Based upon the above discussion, staff recommends approval of reduction to the rear yard setback from 10 feet to 5 feet in order to construct a swimming pool and decking in the R2 zoning district. Staff has informed the applicant that they have an existing fence that is non-conforming and is located in the drainage easement adjacent to the northwest property line. The fence is subject to removal should there be a need to access the easement. In addition, if it's taken down, it cannot be replaced in the current location. This was staff's way of just letting the applicant know for the future should something happen. I'd like to place the staff report into the record.
Thank you. Excellent. Any questions
Yeah, I
from?
got a question. On that aerial view? On the opposite side around the curve, is that a swimming pool I'm looking at? Or a retention pond?
It's big retention.
That's a retention pond. That's
Right up to the
conservation.
property?
Right up to the rear?
It
Yeah.
looks like it comes right up to the property, on the property.
Well, maybe some of the pond or wetland is on there. I'm looking at the survey.
This is my neighborhood too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the drainage easement in the rear.
But that's phase one, I live in phase two.
You're gonna high end.
Looks like they took more than 5 feet, right?
You're gonna high end.
They're right on the edge.
Right on the edge. That's who backs
I
up
don't
to
think that's
them.
part of this one, though.
That's all I had. I was just curious on that.
Quick question, behind the house, there, that is part of the water unit that's coming from the big lake? Is that what we're looking at on the?
The property line adjoins the HOA property. So that's an HOA drainage easement.
Yeah, is that's what I'm asking, yeah.
That's water or blacktop, right behind the house where they come up to.
What is behind the house is what I'm asking.
Well, right now, the survey is not showing anything behind the house. The applicant can answer the question if you
That's a
want her to.
pond.
It is a pond behind it is what I'm asking.
Yes, it's a pond, but it's considered a drainage easement.
Yeah, that's a pond also. Yeah.
Well, what I'm concerned about is if they're going to be putting a pool in, will that be, is that a possible problem that could occur?
Now, that would mean the pool may need to be structured or constructed a little more and reinforced in the rear in terms of protecting the pool, not so much the drainage easement will be fine.
For their reasons, I'm thinking about, I just hope that is something that won't come through or cause a problem there because of the part of the lake that's in there, or whatever they call
Well,
it.
that would be actually, that'd be an architectural issue.
Right, design issue, yep.
Right, that's why I'm
That-
asking.
That'd be more of an
That's
architectural
part of
issue
the,
than a
that's part of
variance
the
issue.
permitting process.
Right. That's architectural.
Well, I realize that, but the idea of going down and, how deep there would be possible problem there, that's all. If there's nothing,
Until they, till the engineer looks at it or the building department, I can't answer that question. This is just requesting to be able to put a pool and then go forward and go through that process.
Yeah, this is just based on the variance alone, not on
No.
architectural issues. So.
well, I'm aware of the people that live by the other big lake there, that they've had problems there, and that's the only reason I'm asking.
And I'm sure the applicant appreciates you expressing your concern, and
Yeah,
she can
I
go back
realize
then
that.
and now go ask her pool company, make sure
I'm
there's
looking
not gonna be any
for them.
issues.
I'm looking for them at this
Yep.
problem.
Any other questions to staff from
Oh, yes, one other question, if I might.
you?
Okay. I'm a little concerned that we have these coming before us, and we're not really getting what the city is getting, because we're supposed to be a board that should be taking care of a lot of these things, and I'm a little concerned about that.
There's been I mean, if you're saying that the city is granting permits for things that would require a variance, that's not true. We did change the code for corner lots because that was becoming actually expensive for the homeowners to have to go before the Board of Adjustment because they happen to be in a corner and have two fronts, not like everybody else.
The only
Other
thing,
than that, really, everybody else has been able to abide by the existing code.
I think
What
the only
about
thing
other
city
things,
had
though?
was for downtown, right?
No.
Excuse me?
The only thing city has is
The
the
CRA,
downtown.
yes, the CRA is a separate part of the code. It's the town center code, and it has its own community redevelopment agency, which just happens to be city council. It doesn't have to be,
In
but in
the
this
city,
case
though.
it is.
There's so much going on in the city that, we would think they would be coming before us. That's why I'm just bringing that forward. Okay? That's what I wanted to throw out.
Okay, yeah, just want to make sure you're satisfied, that's fine. Okay, fine, okay, no other questions, staff, thank you very much. Okay. Okay, would the applicant like to speak on this variance request? Please state your name and address for the record.
Hello, my name is Libby Nyland. I live at 424 Cypress View Drive in Oldsmar. So, does anybody have any questions for me? Anything that I can answer in related to the variance request?
Jerry, anybody?
No, I don't really have any questions
okay.
for you, no.
Okay.
No, okay, I just didn't know if
Thank
you
you.
had
No,
any.
thank you for your
additions
consideration.
Yeah, we
Thank
had
you.
read why you wanted it or whatever, and that's fine.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anybody in opposition to this request? There being none. Anybody in favor of this request in the audience? There being none?
Oh,
No, there's none. I make a motion that we
Well,
go
we
ahead
had-
and grant
Okay,
the variance for 19-01 with the stipulations that the city said about the fence and everything else. That should be within the,
I second that.
okay. Any discussion? There being none, call for a vote, please. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carried, 5-0. Thank you. And the last one would be adjournment,
Mark, I do have one item, if I'd be allowed to bring it up real quick.
if you like, yes.
There's some discussion before the meeting tonight, and I was talking with Michelle Pierce. What? Oh, okay. We were wondering if the board would consider moving the meetings from now on to 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
I have no problem.
Is that
Anybody have?
okay?
I'm okay.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, sure.
We'll need a motion and second.
Okay, there's been a suggestion on the floor that we move the.
cost you.
Opposed again? Okay. That we move the meetings from 6:30 to 6 o'clock. May I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to go ahead and change the time of the meeting from 6:30 to 6 o'clock. for the-
So move.
Okay, second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Carried all, thank you.
Yeah, aye.
Okay, now call for adjournment.
So move.
Okay, first, second,
Second.
Yeah, that-
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good night, all. Thank you.